Conor Benn shows off body transformation amid weight cut for Ryan Garcia fight. Yes, this is Conor Benn looking lean. Looking very lean, it has to be said, ahead of his fight next month with Ryan Garcia. His first fight at welterweight in over 4 years. Now, bear in mind, he fought Regis Prograis at 150 pounds, not welterweight. And he didn't look good in that fight. Didn't look good at all. He looked noticeably smaller, he looked noticeably leaner, he looked noticeably more lethargic in that fight against a very small chinny who had a body, may as well have been glass, Regis Prograis, and Ben didn't look good. And once again, his power was still nowhere to be seen.
This is my last fight at 147. When I win the world title, I'll move on. But for me, yeah, I haven't made 147 for 4 years, so it's challenging. Don't get me wrong, it's really hard. You think I went up to 183 pounds for the Eubank fights, you know, so it's hard, but, you know, we're getting it done.
Yeah. So after this fight, we'll be going up to 154 pounds then?
154, 160.
I just don't feel like I need to spar a lot, guys. I ain't gonna lie. Sparring a lot is just for people that don't know how to fight for real. I know how to fight. I just think Ben's a bum, bro. So if I'm sparring streamers this whole camp.
What do you guys think my weight is?
How much do you have to fight at?
147.
147?
Yeah. So I'll be...
How much do you weigh right now?
I don't really disclose it.
Oh, you can't? Oh. Sorry.
I think Ryan knocks out Conor, to be honest. I think he'll go past 5, but I think like 7, 8 around there. I think Ryan will knock him out. I just think that Conor Benn's gonna be too drained at 47. Like, you seen him the way he looked at 49 against Regis. Come on, dog. Like, you ain't gonna tell me that Ryan ain't gonna stop this fool? He's gonna stop him. This is a good fight for him.
But besides that, the pressure, what else you think Conor Benn does that might give Ryan
an issue? It's not really much. I see him as a raw talent. I'm not saying he's a bad talent,
yeah,
but I see him as a raw talent.
Okay.
You know, he doesn't impress me with his jab.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He doesn't put combinations together.
Not really.
He just comes and he molds you down.
I don't think he's gonna make it. He was struggling to make 149.
I don't think he'll make it either.
No offense to Conor, but we don't even know what he looks like at 147 anymore.
Last fight with Conor Benn, legs didn't look stable. I didn't think he performed well.
Fighting at a weight that he's not fought at for 4.5 years.
The weight cut seemed pretty easy for you.
It's never easy, but you get it done.
When Ryan Garcia watched Conor Benn's newest training video, he didn't waste time analyzing the details. He simply looked at the screen and yelled 5 words that instantly got the whole fighting community talking.
Hey, guys, you guys hear that Conor Benn already said this is his last fight at 147? Bro's already making excuses. I don't want to hear none of that, bro. You said you wanted this work. You
guys, don't worry. I'm going to show you guys.
I'm going to put a beat down on your butt. Luckily, it's a kid's channel right now. This is a kid's episode.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm him!
Family-friendly Ryan. Family-friendly Ryan.
Family-friendly Ryan, bro.
Yeah.
Him!
With their WBC welterweight fight scheduled in Las Vegas, the dramatic change in the British boxer's physique has taken over all the talk. Benn is coming to the ring looking nothing like a typical welterweight, more like a solid statue made of stone. Yet underneath those scary looks is a risky move that could either make him a world champion or lead him right into a clever plan. The weight is a major concern.
The weight's a big issue. You know, Conor at 149, his last fight, he hasn't fought at 47 in 5 years. And, you know, he went up to 160 to fight Eubank in those 2 fights, put on some good size, some good mass, had a lot of trouble getting back down for the Prograis fight, did not look good at the scale, and that was at 149. 2 pounds is 2 pounds, but it's 2 pounds at the end of a weight cut.
Yeah.
How much do you think this plays a factor in this? You're a guy who you made weight recently. You understand what it's like to get back down, going back down in weight.
Yeah, it's I think it could be problematic for Conor. I don't think either way.
I think it's a huge issue. I think
either way he's not going to win the fight, but I think they'll probably use it as the, hey, you know, we didn't perform because of the weight type of thing. You know, I think it is. I mean, and in some ways, it is going to weaken him. I do think that, but I think even the best Conor Benn gets knocked out by Ryan Garcia. But I do think that it's not going to help his cause either. Yeah, it's a difficult weight cut for him for sure.
Yeah,
I think that'll be used as, I won't say an excuse, but a reason for Conor.
But where does he go after that?
Dropping back down to the 147-pound limit for the first time in 4 years is no easy task. Photos spreading on social media show Benn with hardly any body fat, along with impressive muscle tone and visible veins for that weight division. Ben himself has admitted that reaching this number has been a tough and draining experience. He even said this will probably be his last fight at welterweight. Making 147 pounds with that much solid muscle on his body is a drastic step, and it has fans asking if he is pushing himself too far just to get a physical advantage.
Obviously, a lot of people sort of talking about yourself making 147 again. I guess from your camp, yeah, the weight coming off nicely.
It's hard. It's brutal. This is my last fight at 147.
Your last fight, what?
This is my last fight at 147. When I win the world title, I'll move on. But for me, yeah, I haven't made 147 for 4 years, so it's challenging. Don't get me wrong, it's really hard. You think I went up to 183 pounds for the Eubank fights, you know, so it's hard, but you know, we're getting it done.
Yeah. So after this fight, we'll be going up to 154 pounds then?
154, 160, 168.
Okay, yeah, interesting stuff. But yeah, on September 12th, how does it play out in your mind against Ryan Garcia?
I believe I knock him out early.
Brilliant. The moment Garcia's reaction appeared online, the clip became an instant hit. Garcia looked genuinely surprised by his opponent's size and fitness level. His outburst quickly brought back intense online discussions about Ben's training, his physical shape, and earlier issues. While some fans admired the Brit's full commitment to his sport, others saw Garcia's response as a smart tactic to raise questions about Ben's physical fairness before they even met in the ring in Las Vegas.
Yeah, it's hard, it's brutal. This will be my last fight at 147 pounds. When I win the world title, I'll move on. But for me, I haven't made 147 pounds for 4 years, so it's challenging. It's really hard. You think I went up to 183 pounds night of the fight for Eubank Jr. fight, you know, so it's hard. We're getting it, but we're getting it done. Right, so that's what Conor Benn has to say there. So, and look at those before and after pics. Like 183 pounds, okay, we'll take your word for it. But you're telling me, hang on a sec, you're telling me even with a rehydration clause, you packed on 23 pounds from the weigh-in. Okay, I believe you, thousands wouldn't. But still, if he is he looks noticeably leaner, you can see that. And for Conor Benn to be admitting that this is his last fight at 147 pounds, that tells me that, and essentially already saying that, you know, the struggle is real. People, that tells me that Conor Benn is already planning the excuses. Because if you think about it like this, how often do you hear fighters who go into a fight knowing they'll lose? Chavez Jr. versus Canelo Alvarez, prime example. They did that fight 9 years ago at 164.5 pounds. It was Canelo's official debut at middleweight, which was closer to super middleweight. And Chavez Jr., who really, cruiserweight, you know, he was big at light heavyweight. For him to get down to that weight, even at that stage in his career, was seen as like, that's just unbelievably ambitious. And even in the build-up to the fight, when he looked an absolute skeleton on the scales, he looked awful, right? He didn't even try in that fight. Well, I'm saying he didn't try most time, but you know what I mean? He had nothing left on fight night. Even still in the build-up, he was saying, yeah, I've made the weight comfy. I might even be able to do 160 pounds again. They don't want to give anything away. Even though they know probably not going to win this fight, probably it's a way too far, I've taken too much off, I still don't want to, one, give my opponent any more confidence than he already has. And I want to give the perception that, all right, look, I'm not expected to win. I'm the underdog. But without admitting to the world, you know, I'm really struggling, this is hard, I'm just going to act like, you know.
Users on Reddit have quickly brought back the well-known egg jokes, pointing to Ben's earlier failed test, where his team famously blamed high testosterone levels on eating too many eggs. Fans have been posting side-by-side videos that compare Ben's early career to how he looks now. Years back, when Ben was having close fights with average opponents, his body was clearly softer. Looking at him today, people say the change is so huge that it makes you wonder how a fighter can add so much muscle while also losing weight at the same time.
Oh, I want to say this too, real quick before I go. Did you guys see Conor Benn's before and after pictures? Showing Conor Benn when he's at his natural weight and how he looks now. This guy looks sick now. And I told you guys on my Facts Friday that there's a difference between sweating and making weight and having to work the weight off. And you guys know Roy Jones Jr. is my favorite fighter of all time. I was a huge fanboy and I always use him as an example. When Roy Jones Jr. moved down from heavyweight and he shrunk down in 3 months to light heavyweight, he was never the same since. If you look at Roy now, look at him right here. In his first fight against Tarver, his shoulders were so damn sloop and small and dehydrated and deflated. They couldn't even poke out of his robe. Look at him. No muscle definition, no teardrop, nothing. But look at him just 3 months prior when he built the muscle to become heavyweight. That dude looked like a damn Hercules. And he had to work all of those muscles off. He didn't just sweat and make weight and sweat off the fat and just shrunk down. No, muscle weighs more than fat. He had to shrink the muscle down. He had to cut muscle. Take it away from his reflexes, his speed, his power, all the things that made him Roy. I am concerned for Conor Benn. Conor Benn having to cut that muscle and stuff like that to fight Ryan Garcia, which he hasn't been at 147.
Even the experts within the sport are not fully sure that this impressive physique will lead to victory. Former unified champion Keith Thurman called Benn a bodybuilder boxer, saying that although Benn looks great, carrying that much extra muscle often hurts his movement, smooth technique, and ring intelligence. On the other hand, veteran coach Bomac McIntyre openly said he thinks Benn will beat Garcia, claiming that Garcia has not been the same since his loss to Gervonta Davis. That opinion led to a harsh reply from Garcia, who made fun of Bomac's own health and eating habits. Ryan Garcia, Conor Benn. Conor Brick probably stop him.
Ryan Garcia, Conor Benn.
Conor Brick gonna probably stop him.
What? Really?
He gonna probably stop him, man. Keeper. Ryan he ain't been since his that first fight with Haney. And he got popped. He just had never been he never got back to that type of winning. I've seen being firsthand. Man, that dude, he gonna destroy you. You heard it first. You heard it first from Bomac.
I hear you.
Legendary fighters and analysts like Roy Jones Jr., Sean Porter, and Tim Bradley are looking at this fight from a tactical point of view. Extra muscle does not help absorb hard counterpunches, and Garcia has one of the fastest and most dangerous left hooks in the sport. Benn's aggressive, forward-moving style means he will be heading straight into risky territory. If his bigger frame makes his head movement even a little slower, he could run right into a punch he never sees coming. Speed, timing, and skill have always beaten raw power in top-level boxing. And Garcia has the advantage in every technical area.
You know, when he fought against Eubank had a lot of opportunities to counter. And he didn't. He couldn't pull the trigger. But I feel a young guy like Garcia, he's gonna be able to pull that trigger. And one of the best things about his game is that he's a decent counterpuncher. I'm not gonna lie. He's a decent counterpuncher. He knows how to land that left hook. And the fact that his father started to develop his right hand, that's gonna help him even more in fights. Because he don't have to be just dependent upon one punch. He can use both hands now. And what I did like about Ryan's performance was he did go to the body as well. He went to the body with right hands to the body as well. And he used his feet and he moved laterally. And he was setting nice little lateral traps, walking Barrios into shots. And that's what he's probably gonna do against Conor Benn. That's probably what he's gonna be looking to do. Use his aggression against him. And he gonna catch him coming in, double impact, and it can be all she wrote. Both guys have been down before. I've seen Garcia down, he gets up, right? He gets up. And I've seen Conor Benn go down too. I've seen him go down against a guy that don't really punch that hard too. Not a real big puncher. Early in his career, you know, he learned it on the job. I think another aspect of this fight that's probably not getting talked about is the fact that as much as we talk about Ryan Garcia, you know, I can't help but mention that it took him 10 years to win a world championship, or a world title, I should say. It took him 10 years. That's a long time. That's a very long time. So like, even with his talent, it doesn't match the accolades, right? Doesn't match the accolades. And you can say outside things, as you know, you can say outside things got in the way, maybe his relationship with his promoter, whatever. You know, you can make any excuse you want to make, but I'm looking at skill, I'm looking at talent, you know, the combination.
Ben has often said that he does his best work when people count him out, insisting that doubt brings out his top performance. But his official record tells a different story. He has been the betting underdog only twice in his whole career, and both times were against Chris Eubank Jr.
See, this is a massive fight, so everyone's going to have their opinion on it. Are you surprised about how many people are favouring it for Garcia? Would you say, give him a chance?
I've not seen the noise.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not in touch with it all. I've not been on social media. I've not been aware of anything for the past 7 months. All I do is lock in, train hard, spend time with my family, and be the best fighter I can be. Yeah. It's all eyes on Garcia and taking that world title, ripping that world title from his waist.
Yeah. I know we spoke about mentality, but in terms of a fight, like beating Eubank was a massive achievement, and there was so much history that come into it. But how does beating Eubank compare to the feeling of winning the world title? Do you think a world title win is the stamp of authority? Would you say?
Beating Eubank there'll always be something special about that. There'll always be something special about the first fight. I preferred the first fight over the second. Yeah. It was a fight of the year, and only Eubank could have taken me there. I don't think any other fighter could have taken me there. It takes two to tango. So, for me, in terms of theatrics and drama and chaos, and it was a movie. It was real life Creed. Yeah. Winning the world title is for myself. It's very personal. Whereas the Eubank fights were for the family name. Yeah. It's for family pride. It was for DNA. It's for bragging rights. This for me is for myself. This is personal, something I always wanted to achieve, something I always wanted to win, is that world title, and not be just a #1 contender or, world level, but being world.
The biggest threat for Ben is not Garcia but the weighing scale. Forcing a heavily muscled body down to 147 pounds often drains a fighter completely, leaving less fluid around the brain and making him much more likely to get knocked out from the first solid punch he takes.
Obviously, Conor Benn is that he's not been at welterweight for 4 years.
Yes.
He's boxed at 160 pounds.
Yeah, he looks interesting.
As ex-fighters, we know how hard it is to come back down in weight.
Yeah.
He hasn't carried the strength back down with him, making 150 last time out.
Yeah.
Barry, explain to the people how difficult it is to lose 3 pounds in body weight, fluid, when you're tight at the weight already. Because he looked dead at the weight of 150. So 147, that is my concern.
I don't have the time to tell you.
That's what I'm saying.
To go through it in detail, but we all
that's my
maybe
concern.
Not Fraser.
That's my concern for him.
Too.
Punch power, punch resistance, all of that gone. And the one thing that we don't know about Conor Benn yet is he world level? Because we don't know that yet. He's not boxed anyone
well, it's interesting
at that level yet. So
it's interesting.
It's an interesting fight.
It's interesting. That's a very point I made and was thinking about when I saw that he was fighting Regis Prograis. And Prograis, came up from light welterweight. He fought Josh Taylor all those years ago. Very good fighter, world champion momentarily, and then Josh took the title off him. But I asked. That was the very same thing I thought. Okay, it's okay, he's fighting Eubank at 160 pounds or there or thereabouts. Then suddenly he's dropping to, at an advanced stage, he's dropping to 147. What it takes out of you to drop that weight, it just kills you. It really takes so much strength. Your resistance goes. You don't even know it. Suddenly, I can't take a shot anymore. Your resistance goes. Your ability to be explosive goes. All of that, and that's exactly the point I was thinking. How's he going to do 147 and be strong again? And I'm not convinced that he's still strong at 147. I think he's got a bit older. He let the bar out to go up and fight Eubank with 160 pounds. The difference between 160 and 147, it's only 13 pounds, but it makes so much difference to a guy's ability to hold a shot, to deliver a shot, to be explosive, to have that explosiveness in the middle of a fight and near the end to be able to get a guy out of there. All of those things go when you burn yourself down.
All those advantages disappear when you drain yourself to make weight. Still, in spite of all the growing doubts, Ben stays extremely sure of himself and is boldly predicting an early knockout win to take the WBC title. On the flip side, Garcia looks nearly calm, already looking beyond Ben and naming future opponents like Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson, while totally overlooking Devin Haney. Both fighters are stepping into Las Vegas under a lot of pressure.
I want to win. I want to fight Teofimo Rollies as the winner.
Hunt the Rollies. Win the winner of that
That's
fight.
what I want to end my Golden Boy career with.
Who's gonna win that fight?
Probably Teofimo.
Odds are pretty close.
Yeah, I feel like Teofimo has his number. I think the sparring is gonna play a part in it, and I feel like Rollies, he's gonna have they're gonna both have a sense of hesitation because of the sparring, but I think because Teofimo has so much belief, like when Teofimo really, really believes in himself, like he didn't seem like he was confident with Shakur at all in the lead up. But I think this fight, he knows what to do to Rollies.
So you don't even care about avenging the Rolly Romero fight, it sounds like.
Not really, man. Like that's not my best, but one day, you know, if I could complete a side mission to like redeem myself for that or like right that wrong, I will. But right now, I feel like I have bigger fish to fry, you know, and it's gonna happen, but it's gonna happen when I'm like, all right, let me just fill this little thing in I have to do. Yeah.
All right, so if you get the Tio Rolly winner.
Once the bell rings at the T-Mobile Arena, we will finally find out if this incredible physique is a brilliant result of modern training or a serious error made at the weigh-in. Dropping that low with so much extra muscle could turn out to be his biggest strength, or exactly why his chin gives out under the bright Vegas lights. Is Conor Benn really ready to surprise everyone? Or has he given up his energy and toughness just to look frightening on weigh-in day? Share your predictions below and tell us who you think will leave Las Vegas with the title. That is all for now. If you liked this, please hit like, subscribe, and click the bell so you do not miss any of our future videos. Also, feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments. Stay tuned and we will see you in the next one.